Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? I hope you're fine, I really do, really do, really do. I hope you're fine, I really do. Hope you're fine today. สวัสดีค่ะสบายดีไหม Hello, how are you? I hope you are doing so well today. My name is Miss Stephanie. Welcome to Storytime. If you've been here before, wave your hand at me like this. Oh, great. If you're a newcomer, wave both hands like this. Oh, I see a lot of newcomers. I see some people who've been here before. It is great to see all of you. Because if you're just here for the first time or you've been here before, you know the more we read together, together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books, read small books, read short books, read tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. I forgot the words for a second. Did you see me? I was like, whoa. But then I remember them. Would you like to join me? Oh, please do. Here we go. Ready? The more we read together, together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books, read small books, read short books, read tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. So I am super happy right now because, sorry, I'm checking something on my computer to make sure the volume is okay. Yeah. Last time it was a little bit low. Okay, there we go. So I am super happy right now because we're about to read together. Really excited about that. Today, before I get to my books, now I'm so excited that I came up with all kinds of activities, so I want to get right into the books. But before I do, I just have one thing I really want your brains to think about. Are you ready? Oh, let's turn them on. Nice. Ooh, I saw you guys turn on your brains. I would like for you to just stop and think. What is something, let me read my question because I wrote it down because I really wanted to make sure I got it right. What is something, sorry, I had to read it. Something that you know how to do now that you didn't know how to do before, maybe when you were a baby or younger. So think of something you know how to do now, but before you did not know how to do, like at all. And now you're like, oh, no problem. Oh, I see a lot of you are like, whoa, that's a good one, Miss Stephanie. Let's all think about it. Ooh. Oh, I saw some of you go, oh, I know. And if you're not sure, it's always good to get your family's help because sometimes you don't even think about these things anymore because they're so easy to do now because you've just gotten so good at doing them. But you weren't born doing them. So your family can help you maybe think of some things that you really know how to do now that you didn't know how to do before or when you were a baby. I'm going to give you a small example, just one. For example, talking. Yeah, when you were born and you were a tiny little baby, you didn't know how to talk using words. Now, you sure knew how to make sounds for sure that meant certain things. Like when you were hungry, you probably cried, but you didn't have the words yet. Hadn't learned the words to say, I'm hungry. But now, I bet you're like, oh, I know how to do that. I don't even think about it anymore. So that's kind of the things, we get good at, but we weren't born doing it. So I want you to think about something that you can do now that you could not do before. And everyone has a certain thing that they're like, oh, I remember learning how to do this. I'm so glad I know how to do it now. And now it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, no problem. I don't even think about it. Think of that thing, okay? Think of something that you learned how to do, and maybe it was kind of hard at first. And then now it's easy peasy lemon squeezy to you. And kind of think, how did that happen? How did I get better? Or how did I learn how to do that? Or, guys, walking, right? Have you ever watched a baby learn to walk? Have you? I know, right? They fall a lot. But guess what's so crazy? You know what they do? They keep getting back up. I know. I know, it's so awesome. They're like, I'm going to get up again and try again, right? Well, okay. Sorry, I talked to you all day. I forget. I want to get right into the books. Isn't that what I said? So just think about something you know how to do now that you didn't know how to do before while we're listening to our first story. Our very first story today that I'm going to read to you is called, I believe, I don't want to say it wrong, is called The Dot. Yes, it is. And today, both of my stories are on the iPad. So sometimes you guys know we have to be patient with our technology. It's ready now. Let me put my glasses on. Okay, this story is called The Dot. And it is by Peter H. Reynolds. And here, let me see if it looks better this way. It does. Here is the cover, The Dot. Oh, I see some of you are like, I've heard that story. I love it. I really love this story. It's new to me, actually, but I really enjoyed it. Okay. Everybody's got their thing in their head, right? Boom, right there. Okay. That they know how to do now, but didn't know how to do before. Okay. Here we go. The Dot. Remember, I'm going to read the words and then I'll show you the picture. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. That's Vashti. Oh, look at her body and look at her face. How do you think she's feeling in that picture? She's not looking too excited. Yeah. She was in art class. That's her teacher coming to look. See? Let's see what it says. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Oh. Oh, her teacher was thinking a polar bear in a snowstorm because the paper's white. Snow is white and a polar bear is white. Yeah. So she was trying to be creative with her imagination. But Vashti was not having it. She was like, very funny. I just can't draw. She was not feeling excited. Let's see. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds easy enough. There's her teacher looking. Okay. Just make a mark. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. Ooh. There. Ooh. So look, she's like, all right, there's my mark. She's still feeling a little bit unsure. She's just not very happy. But she still made a mark, right? The teacher picked up the paper, studied it very carefully. She said. Look at her. Looking at it very carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, now sign it. That means put your name on it. So she says, now sign it. It's just, there's a dot. There's just a little mark right there, right? Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. Oh, She thought of something she can do. Yeah. That's the words. Sorry, you might want to see the picture. Sorry about that. There she is signing her name. Her eyebrows are still down, and if you were with me last time we talked about feelings, she's still kind of feeling a little bit grumpy. Yeah. But she's like, her thoughts in her head are changing a little bit, right? She's like, well, maybe I can't draw, but I can do this. She's starting to think of things she can do. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot. All framed in swirly gold. Oh, whoa, look you guys. There's her dot. Her teacher had framed it and put it above her desk. She thought it was important, I can make a better dot than that, said Vashti. So now she's like, wait, I can do more than that. See, her thoughts are changing more to what she can do. She's willing to try, right? She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. So here's her picture of her watercolors in her paper. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. My goodness. She's really getting into it, isn't she? Yeah. The blue mixed with the yellow, and she discovered that she could make a green dot. Did you guys know that? Blue and yellow make green. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. Look at this, you guys. Whoa. She's come a long way from that one dot, right? Yeah. How beautiful. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Oh, wow. Look at Vashti down on the floor. That's a big paper, and it looks like quite a large dot. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. What? I'll show you. See? She just put color, the middle, the dot is white, and she put color around it. Well, that's kind of cool. Still a dot, but in a different way. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's mini dots made quite a splash. What? At the art show? Guys, at the beginning, remember, she's like, I can't draw. And now she's at the art show, the school art show. Look at her art. All her dots. She made little dots, big dots, different color dots. Oh, here's some more. Look at everybody's looking at her artwork. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. Gazing means looking up, like in awe, so excited to meet her. You're really a great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? Not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, he said. Oh, I keep showing you the words. Sorry, guys. There's the picture of the boy talking to Vashti under her artwork. He said he couldn't draw just like she did at the beginning. And you hear what he said? What she said? I bet you can. Oh. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. So he's going to draw a line. He's going to try. And here's Vashti looking at the line. Vashti stared at the boy's swiggle, and then she said, "Please sign it." And if you remember, that means put your name on it, just like her teacher said to her. Look, she's asking him to please sign it. Aww. Isn't that so sweet? That's the end of the story. So that little boy, it all started with a dot. I know, you guys. At the beginning of the story, did Vashti feel like she could draw? No. But by the end of the story, how did she feel? Yeah, she tried. Yeah. The teacher just said, just make a mark. See where it takes you. So, that brings me back to the thing I made your brains think about before I read that book. I said, think about something you know how to do now that you couldn't do before. Right, it's kind of like, I know some of you said crawl even. I know, right? Before, when you were a baby, maybe you didn't know how to crawl, and then you knew. I brought up before walking, and how if you've ever seen a baby walk, right? Try to walk for the first time. They get up, they pull up on the couch, and then they fall down. But they don't give up, they keep trying. Yeah, they don't say, I can't do it. They try again, and they take one step at a time. Yeah, so instead, I'll tell you, in my classroom, I used to teach my students, and I actually try to teach myself too, to think in my brain, things I can do, and then if it's something new, instead of saying I can't, I teach my brain to say, I'll try and see what happens, right? So that kind of helps, because then you try new things and you might surprise yourself, like Vashti surprised herself. So now I want you to think about something that you have been thinking of trying, but were nervous about it. And maybe your brain, the little voice in your head, right, that thinks things, and your little voice that talks to you is accidentally saying, oh, I can't do it. We're going to tell that voice, no more. Instead, say, I'm going to try. I'm just going to try my best, and I'm going to see how it goes. So think of something you've always wanted to try to do, and try. Ask for help if you want to. Always ask for help. Sometimes it's good to have a friend or family member there to help cheer you on. Say, you can do it, just try. So today, we are going to get some wiggles out for sure. And we are going to do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Now, I'm going to take my glasses off. Sorry, they're kind of glary. So let's do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. If you've done it with me before, you remember you touch those body parts when you say them. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Stand up, please, so we can get some wiggles out. Here we go. Me. Getting my singing voice ready. Okay, here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Good. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and, here's my ears. Ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Good. By the way, I'm touching my knees and toes. You just can't see because I'm sitting down. Okay, ready? A little bit faster. Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Whoo! You guys are super fast. All right, let's do super fast. Are you ready? Oh, I love it. Nobody out there is going, oh, I can't. You're like, yeah, I'm ready to try. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see if we can do it the fastest ever. Here we go. Hopefully. Make sure you have room. I don't want you to knock yourself out. All right, here we go. Ready? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. Oh, that was fast. That was so fast. I skipped my shoulders. Did you see me? I was like, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But you guys did good. That was so fast. Good job. Okay. Our next book has to do with another character who does love to leave his mark for sure. His name is Harold, and I'll tell you, his favorite color, I think, is purple. So let's see what happens with Harold. Now, guys, you are going to love this. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's just get started. The book is called Harold and the Purple Crayon is what it's called. Let me find my book. Thank you for your patience. Here we go. Harold and the Purple Crayon. Thank you for waiting. Sorry, guys. There we go. It's coming. Sometimes technology has its own time. Okay, here we go. This is the cover. Here it is. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Oh, sorry. That's Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. That's why I said I think his favorite color is purple, because the crayon he's using in this book is purple. And he definitely loves to leave his mark. You'll see. And it says on that book, did you see it said 60th anniversary? It means the story is 60 years old. Woo! It's been around for a while. Harold and the Purple Crayon. Look, there he is, leaving his mark. Woohoo! Having a great time putting squiggles, right? Whoa! I got to show you all of his marks. Look, he's just like, look at that. That's an interesting squiggle. Very proud of it. Okay, oh, this is a good one. Look at that squiggle. Whoa! One evening, let's get to the story. Here we go. Sorry, guys. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. So make sure you notice while I'm reading the story what Harold's crayon is doing. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. Oh, so he's going to draw one. Look at that. Use his imagination, right? And he needed something to walk on. So he's going to draw it. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost. Oh, okay. Good idea, Harold. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. There he goes. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path. He just kept walking and walking. I guess that's what will happen on a straight path. Let's see. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. You see his crayon is still drawing. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. So there's not a forest there, but Harold's like, I think there should be a forest here. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. Usually forests have a lot of trees. But in Harold's imagination, he decided, I don't want to get lost. Let's just make one tree in this forest. It turned out to be an apple tree. Oh, look, he drew some apples on there. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. Oh, sorry. Oh, there's lots of apples on that tree. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples so nobody would eat them all up. Ooh, Harold's got a great imagination. Look at his dragon he's drawing to guard those yummy apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Whoa, look at those sharp teeth. Nobody's going to eat those apples now. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. Look, when he backed away, his crayon made a mark, right? His hand holding the purple crayon started to shake. It actually says shook. Oh, look at it shaking. What does that look like? Huh. What does that look like it could be next? Oh, maybe. Let's see. Suddenly, he realized what was happening. Uh-oh. What is it? Looks like water. Yeah, you're right. But by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. Oh, no. What's he gonna do? What do you guys think he should do? What should he draw, do you think? Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, let's see what he does. He came up thinking fast. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, what's he drawing? I kind of gave you a little hint right there, didn't I? And in no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. Oh, that's a good idea. He was thinking fast. He quickly set sail. Oh, he drew a little sail on there, so now it's a sailboat. And the moon sailed along with him. Oh, look at how nice. Sailing along in the ocean. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. Yeah, because he just had to draw it. I love his imagination. No problem. Let me just draw some land. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. Oh, look, and he even drew an anchor to hold the ship, his boat in place so it didn't float away. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. Oh. I know. You guys are now you guys are getting it. You're like, ooh, let me think. What is he going to draw? Yeah, if he's hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. Oh, he's drawing a blanket, yeah. There was nothing but pie. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting lunch. That must be his favorite food. But there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. 9. Whoa, he's going to be full. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. Well, I'm sure. Oh, I see. Look, he tasted each pie. Well, he drew it that way anyway. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. Oh, he drew 2 animals who could have some pie so that it didn't go to waste. And off he went looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. So here he goes, off on his next adventure. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. Oh, because a mountain is much taller than a hill. Sorry, guys. Is much taller than a hill. So he's like, I'm going to make a mountain because I really want to know where I am. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. Oh, he's trying to find his way back home. I see. Ooh, there he goes, climbing the mountain. Be careful, Harold. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. Oh, that's why he was trying to get home. Tired, bedtime, yeah. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. Oh no. Uh-oh, he slipped. Look. Ah, and he's not drawing anything. Ah. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. Wits means he's still thinking. Thinking quick. Okay, you guys. Look what he drew. He drew that curvy line. What do you think? What would you draw to help Harold while he's falling in the sky? What would you draw with that line? Okay, think for a minute. Talk with your family or your friends, whoever's watching story time with you. What are some ideas you can come up with that Harold could draw to save him from falling all the way down? Ooh, I see a lot of thinking faces out there. Okay, tell your family so you don't forget your idea. Okay, you've got it? When you've got it, give me thumbs up. Oh, good. I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay, all right, ready? You want to find out what he chose to draw? Okay, but I bet your idea is awesome too. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Okay, let's find out. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that little line was going to turn into this. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. Oh, interesting. So see, look. The line was just a curve like that, and it could have been anything, you know. I'm sure you guys came up with some other awesome ideas that would have saved him. He chose to draw a balloon, and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. Oops, sorry guys. Here we go. Harold does like to draw. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. Yep, he's looking. So he made a house with windows. Okay, that's a good idea. And he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. See, he drew the grass, so now he's landed the balloon. None of the windows was his window. Oh, Look, he's looking. He's like, I don't see my window, guys. He's got a thinking face on like I use. Or we use. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So he's looking, still looking. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. Whoa, look at this. He made lots of buildings full of windows. Oh my gosh, look at that. He made a whole city full of windows. That's a lot of windows, guys. But none of the windows was his window. Oh, man. Let's see if he figures this problem out. He couldn't think where it might be. He's looking at all the windows he drew. Where's my window? He decided to ask a policeman. So he's drawing himself a policeman to ask. There he is. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. Oops, sorry. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. He knew he was tired and it was bedtime. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He's looking at that moon. Let's see. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. Oh. I wonder where. It was always right around the moon. So he remembered that when he saw a moon at bedtime, it was always, his window was always around it. So that's what he drew. And then Harold made his bed. Not like you're thinking made his bed, he actually drew a bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. Like actually drawing up the covers. Sorry. See, he's drawing up his covers to cover him. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. Oh, good night, Harold. The end. Whew. Harold has a great imagination. He used little marks and lines and made all kinds of cool pictures. I loved it. So fun to turn that imagination on, right? Well, today we have some really fun crafts for, well, I say we, there's me. I have some fun crafts to show you today. Some are really simple. All of them are pretty simple, but I just want to show them all. That's why I wanted to get into the books. So, but as you noticed with Harold, he left his mark for sure. And today you're going to see different ways that you can leave your mark and see where it takes you. Because the beginning is very simple and it's up to your imagination on where you'd like it to go. Remember, the thought that needs to be in your head, the words that need to be talking, is not, can you do exactly what Miss Stephanie did? Because that's my imagination. It's what you are going to try and create. It will be your creation, and it will be amazing because, one, you were brave and you tried, like the girl in the dot, right? And like Harold, just use your imagination. Can't go wrong there, right? Okay, so I have a couple things to show you. Here we go. First thing is, if you remember in the Harold and the Purple Crayon, there was like a bunch of scribbles at the beginning, right? So this is super fun. So what you do is you just get a blank piece of paper. Hold on. So you get a blank piece of paper. I have one. I promise. But I'm not finding it at this moment. Here we go. It has a little bit of a mark on it, but it's okay. So you just get a blank piece of paper, just like this, okay? Now, this is called scribble art. It's one of my favorite things. So what you do is you get a blank piece of paper like that. You can use a pencil, you can use a marker, you can use whatever you want to start off with, up to your family now. Remember, if it's marker, you want to make sure you're at a place where it's okay to use marker, and be careful. So you use that blank piece of paper. I'm going to get my marker. It's right here. Okay, here's my marker. I'm using a black marker. And I'm going to set the timer on my watch for 10 seconds. So I'm going to set the timer, and when I say go, I'm just going to scribble on my paper, okay? And then when I'm done, I'll show you my scribble. You ready? Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. I don't want to, I'm just going to, ready? Here's my marker. Okay, ready? Let me push my timer. Go. Okay, my timer just went off. I might have made it too short. I might have made it 5 seconds on accident. Okay, so once the timer goes off, I have to stop scribbling. Just scribble. That's it, right? Okay, you guys want to see my scribble? All right. This is the scribble that I made with my marker. You see my scribble? Actually, I'll lay it down so you guys can see it. Okay. Okay, there's my scribble. Okay, made it with my marker. Now, what you can do And what I did is I looked at my scribble and tried to see, hey, what do I see in this scribble? Do I see anything like a picture of something? A shape that reminds me of something, and I turned it and I looked at it. I asked my husband actually to look at my scribble, and I asked him, what do you see? And he told me some ideas. So you might see something in my scribble that I didn't see at all. But I just want you to see my scribble, okay? Right? And you might not see anything. You might be like, I just see a bunch of scribble, Miss Stephanie. That's okay. So there we go. We got all our scribble. Yes? Okay. Now, do you want to see what I saw? And I'll tell you guys, if you see something, like maybe you see an actual, like, oh, it looks like a butterfly, or it looks like something, you can add details to make it more complete. So ready? You ready to see what I saw in my scribble? Here it comes. I saw a dancing snowman. Well, I saw something dancing. So see the arms? Okay, I'll show you in the scribble. Here, I'll turn it back over. See, right here? Here's the head, and the two arms, and the body. Now, that's just what my eyes saw in my scribble. So when I added detail to it, I added the mittens, I added the hat and the details of the eyes, and I made his mouth and the buttons and the shoes. But look, so that's what I saw. Did you know that my husband Kevin, in this, I think I have it the right way, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, in this he said he sees a turtle. Yeah, so who knows, right? I didn't see it till he showed it to me. He said this is the turtle's head. And I was like, whoa, cool, I didn't even notice that. So you can do that. Or if in your scribble, you're just like, I just love my scribble. I think it's so cool. What you can do with your scribble is just use marker or crayon, and you can just color in your scribble all the colors you want. Oh, I'm just going to color my scribble in with different colors in different spaces. Oh, I like this color next. And you just can color different colors in your scribble and just fill in the spaces with whatever colors you want. Doesn't matter. And the thing that's fantastic is you'll see that your scribble, using your imagination, can become whatever you want it to be. Just like Harold and the Purple Crayon. He had such a big imagination, right? Yeah. And so you can just keep filling in with different colors and keep adding more colors to your scribble. Up to you. So that's the first scribble activity called scribble art. One way to do it. Then another way to do scribble art, which is super fun, is kind of like in another thing in Harold and the Purple Crayon. What I do is I make a mark. Like I actually folded this paper into 4 squares, okay? I folded it into 4 squares. But I made a mark, like I did this mark, circles, or ovals kind of. And then I made this mark, which is similar to the mark, you know, in the book where Harold was falling in midair and he made this mark to make the balloon. Maybe you could ask your family, oh, what was my idea? What was I going to make? And see what other things you could make using that mark. Now, or look here and say, what does that make me think of? And draw a picture using those shapes. I'll show you what I thought of when I saw these shapes. You ready? This is what I thought of. I said they look like my slippers. So I drew detail on the slippers, and then I drew my bed and my window because they look like slippers to me. But another friend of mine said this looked like something else to her and made a different picture. So it's super fun. You can do it with your family, and everybody can have the same shapes and see what pictures they make. Or you can use the same line and decide, what does that remind me of? What can I make a picture of starting with that line? And you can go back and look. Oh yeah, see, Harold started with that line and he ended up creating this picture. And he has a lot of detail afterwards, right? So that is scribble art. So that's one activity you can do, easy schmeezy. Next is the dot art. And what I did was I have an example of, oh, where did that go? I have it. I know I have it, guys. Sorry. It's somewhere in here. Oh, I do have, oh, here it is. I folded it accidentally. Okay, so on this paper, basically I just used this blank piece of paper that I showed you before, and you choose the color. And just like I think it's Vashti, is that, I forgot her name. In the dot, you make your mark. You just make a dot, or however you want. You can make it a circle. It's up to you. But make your first mark in whatever color you want, and then you keep adding more dots, or create dots however you'd like on your blank piece of paper. This is what I did on my dot. This is what look, this turned into this. And I'm not done yet, because what I'm gonna do, this is just me, is I am going to color around this in like a yellow color. Oh, yeah, no, I don't like that yellow. I think I'm gonna use a crayon. I should use a marker, but I'm gonna use this crayon. Yeah, brighter yellow. And I'm gonna color the square around the circle just so that it shows up even more. I'm not gonna color it all for you because that would take too long. But yeah, I'm gonna fill in this space. I'll show you guys, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it so you guys can see my finished creation. But so you can do that, make a dot, and just start as simple as this, and then create your dot however you'd like. You can go back and look at the story and see, oh, let's see if we can be inspired by the character in the story of the dot and see what other ideas she had. But your ideas are going to be just as fantastic. Finally, my last creation is going to be, or your last creation. It's been my creation because I've been playing over here with some arts and crafts. The last creation that I would like to show you is one more little creation. But if you hold on one second, I just need to get my paints ready. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. So, I have my paints, and what you're gonna do here is super fun. If you have paints, that's why I showed you the dot activity with markers, or you could use crayon as well. But so I'm gonna turn this down. I'm using poster paints, or you can use, I think they use tempera paint. It's just whatever you might have. I'm looking for my other paints. I know I had them. Oh, they're right here. Okay, so I have a little spoon, and I'm using this spoon because it actually made really nice dots on the back of my little paper plate. So if you have a little spoon or even a regular spoon, it should work fine. And I'll show you what I mean. Now, I'll show you. Let me just show you so that way you can see. Okay. So I'm gonna put this paper I know has some drawing on it, but I'm just using it because I don't want to waste it. I'm gonna use it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to use a paper plate. You could probably just make a circle out of paper, but something sturdy, or cardboard from a box. Okay, so you put this like this, okay? And then you just use a spoon. I'm using a small spoon like this, and I use the back of the spoon like this, and I'm gonna put dots, 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 okay? Oh, and then it's good to have a wet wipe close by, which I think I have. Oh, yay for me. And have it ready, so my bad. Okay. Okay, try to get all the paint you can off. I mean, just by making dots. Then you can wipe it off. Sorry, I'm wiping it off. Here we go. Then, that's the cool thing about the spoon is it wipes off so easily. That's why I liked the spoon. Then you get a different color, so I'm going to use orange. Dots, dots, dots. And you just decide. Maybe you don't want as much orange in this. It's up to you. So use your imagination. Decide where you want to have color. Okay? And then you do your next wipe. See? Comes right off. Then, let's see. I think I'm going to use yellow. I have blue here, but I don't think I want blue on this. I think I'm just going to do this. Okay. Really push, push. I think I need a dot here. Maybe. Okay. I think possibly I could use a dot here and here. Now, if you're like, I think I could use a little bit more orange on that orange dot. Fine. Go back and get some, because I kind of feel that way about this orange dot right here. And this one right here. Okay. So all this is, let me do a little bit more here. It looks like, okay. Here we go, guys. Now, this is so cool. Now what you do is you get some help because, or just make sure you're at a place where it's okay for you to turn this over on your own. You turn it over, careful, flat. Don't do anything yet. Put your hand on the middle and you just turn it. Yeah, you just spin it. Now it might stop spinning, so you can spin it. Oh, kind of got stuck. So I might be because mine has crayon on it because it's not a blank paper. So you're going to want yours. Oh yeah, I think it is. Let's see what happened. Oh. So let's see. I'm going to rub mine because I think the crayon, the mixture of the crayon and the paint kind of made it a tricky, it didn't spin as much. But it's okay. I have another example to show you. Actually, look at how cool. You know what? This is the whole point of this, guys, is to just do it. Look at how cool that is. Now, those dots, I know, it's fine. You know, you're like, oh, it's not perfect. No, that's the thing about art. Look at that. The back of the paper plate has a beautiful piece of art from just those dots, and you spin it. If the crayon wasn't there, it would have continued to spin, but for some reason it didn't. So I think they just mixed and stuck, but still a pretty cool piece, right? Now look at this one. I'm gonna let it dry, but this is my first one that I made. Look, see? I spun it and it spins together on the paper, but it's like you're left with two pieces of art. If you have like bottle cap lids, you can put little dots on there and spin them carefully by pushing them on a paper. But those were the activities that I enjoy doing here, obviously at my house. And I just want to encourage you guys, if there's something in front of you that you just are not sure of, and you're not sure you know how to do it, you might not know how to do it yet, but please get that voice in your head to say, but I can try. I can try, for sure. You don't know until you try. Make sure you make your mark and see where it takes you. I'm sure it's going to be many wonderful places, but you never know until you try. So guys, I'm going to go. Here's our goodbye song. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, dear readers. Goodbye to you. See you next time. Bye, guys.